Hey guys, Gina here from bfpgear.com, and it is that time of year again, our favorite time of year. It's holiday giveaway time. For every $50 you spend online or at either of our store locations, SAC Paintball Store or Extreme Paintball Store, you will earn an entry into our amazing giveaway. Unlimited entries, so every $50 you spend from now until December 31st will get you an entry. And what are we giving away, you ask? Well, one lucky winner is going to win a year's supply of paintballs. That means a case a week for 52 weeks. That's pretty awesome. 4 runners-up are going to get a case a month, so 12 cases. Another thing we're giving away are 10 custom setups. So 5 lucky winners are going to get JT custom setups. 5 lucky winners are going to get Empire custom setups. That is a goggle, a pod pack, a pair of pants, and a jersey. The jersey is going to have your name and number on it of whatever you select. So those are amazing prizes right there. We got a bunch more. So here's Mr. H to tell you about another one.
All right, boys, we have a huge giveaway alert. HK Army and bfpgear.com, Extreme Paintball, SAC Paintball. We're doing a giant giveaway. You shop at any of those shops, there's gonna be 5 different gear bags filled to the brim. Come check this out. You're gonna get not only the gear bag, there's gonna be swabs in there, pod swabs, there's gonna be
Please make this stop.
speed loaders, eject harnesses, and KLR goggles. All this stuff will be in there, guys. Good luck shopping, and remember, bfpgear.com, Extreme Paintball, or SAC Paintball. You shop at any of those stores, you have a chance to win all this HK Army stuff. Good luck to everybody, and have fun. Let's go!
All right, so now you know about the free paint for a year, the custom gear setups, the awesome stuffed gear bag giveaway. Another amazing prize we are doing is the entire World Cup roster of Dynasty jerseys autographed by all the players. One lucky winner is going to get all of these jerseys. Now, we do have one last amazing prize to give away, and we're gonna go to Yosh from Field 1 so he can tell you all about it.
We are extremely excited to be working with BFP Gear to offer a special edition Dynasty Signature Series Dragon Force. Basically, the experience here is going to be, you're going to get a raw dragon gun. We're going to work with you on the anodizing, and then you're going to have the option to come into the Field 1 shop and build it with me and our build team. Test it, package it right there with us. It's going to be a really fun day and fun experience, and these markers really came out amazing.
All right, everybody, so now you've seen all the amazing prizes we're giving away, from that year's worth of paint to that amazing Dragon Force custom built with Yosh. Who is the lucky winners going to be? Well, to make sure you have a chance to win, spend $50 or more online at bfpgear.com, at either one of our stores, SAC Paintball Store or Extreme Paintball Store, from now until December 31st. You will get an entry, again, for every $50 spent, unlimited entries. Buy as much as you want, get all those chances to win, and we will be going live on BFP Gear's Instagram on January 3rd, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to pick all of our lucky winners. Hopefully, it's one of you.
All right, everybody, and in case you're wondering why I had to make this entire video by myself, it's because the English guy, we had to let him go. So unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Happy holidays, everyone.
Hey guys, Gina here from bfpgear.com, and it is that time of year again, our favorite time of year. It's holiday giveaway time. For every $50 you spend online or at either of our store locations, SAC Paintball Store or Extreme Paintball Store, you will earn an entry into our amazing giveaway. Unlimited entries, so every $50
All right, what's up, everybody? How about that for a commercial? Real quick, we're in here. We're doing it live. We're going. We've got guests lined up. A really good friend of mine, and we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about. I know there's a lot of you here wanting to hear the juice, and we're going to give it to you guys. And we've got we've got a ton of giveaways. We've got the Spicka Span charity raffle rolling right now. I think we've already raised over $2,000 just over the weekend, and that's gonna be kicking off and cruising. And because it is the giving season and the holidays, obviously Dynasty has been doing our best to give away some of our players, and so we're helping all those in need, like Damage and Impact and whoever else, trying to get some W's. But in the meantime, we're going to be talking about something a little bit more, slightly more profound, and something really cool that inspired me. And that's a story of a friend of mine named Murphy from Murph's Life Foundation. Some of you guys may have seen him online and through his social media. He does a really good job with it, and he's got a really cool, incredible story. And I met him where else? Playing paintball. So we're gonna bring him on here in a second. We'll pop him up here on the screen, and we are gonna get into the juice. But I want to respect his time because it's nighttime where he is. He's down in El Salvador, I believe. And in the meantime, I also want to say a big thank you to all of our show supporters and sponsors. We got Gen X Global, we got Alex FRAIGE and HORMESIS, we got BFP Gear. You saw that holiday special they're running right now, the boys over from NECTR, as well as Mr. Pate Smith from Pate Smith Law. And we're going to get into all of those here shortly. So Bob, let's get Murph. There he is. Murph.
Come on, bro. How you doing, man?
Good, dude. Good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, good to see you, man. I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good.
Oh,
I was gonna do this in my house, but I have a 2-year-old. You know how that goes. And dude.
Yeah, no, I got a pair of brand new ones. I know that's why I'm in the garage.
Yeah, dude, I don't have a garage, man. Everywhere I went, she's banging on the door, Papa, screaming. So I went to my car, and then I was like, no light in my car. So I go to a coffee shop here, man, down the road, and it's like very dim. So we're working with it.
That's so funny coming from you too, because and we're gonna get into exactly like who you are and what you do, but you do social media. Like you were born, like your whole foundation is built on that social media. So we need to get you a ring light. A little light.
a ring light just to carry around with me wherever I
go. So dude, I know we talk, here and there all the time, from time to time at least, and I watch every single thing you do, and I want because obviously this is a show geared, I would say 98% towards paintball players, and sometimes their wives have to watch, or girlfriends. But I want to talk because we've had some people on the show that have a somewhat similar story to you, of like this kind of redemption story or this rebirth story, and like kind of I would like to have you introduce yourself, who you are, and then we're going to talk a little bit about like what you're doing and how cool it is and how great it is, and I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got the 2-year-old and you got to get home, even though it's kind of a vacation in your way.
No, it's all right, man. Actually, I was with the kid all day, and my wife went to work today doing office stuff. So I'm good for the rest of the night. But yeah, man, the basic intro, man. I mean, born in Canada, lived in the States for about 15 years. We personally have been friends, man, since like 2012. It was like right when Uber was coming out. I think
I like how that's how we date things. It was a Sundance festival, like the HK Army guys put on.
Oh yeah. The celebrity paintball tournament, like downhill celebrity paintball tournament. Yeah, no, I think I was thinking that because there was doing like an activation for Uber, and then I remember, dude, we did like a house party at your place like a long time ago, dude. And you were explaining yeah, with Party Guard, dude. That's when you were telling me about Uber. So this was a while ago, dude.
Yeah. No, it's cool. We did this. You were running things out in Salt Lake City, and for Sundance Music Festival, you had linked up with the HK Army guys, and we did this celebrity paintball activation in the back of someone's like house on the mountain, and it had just snowed, and we were like trying to set up a paintball field like in like waist deep powder, and like we were trying to like track it down with snowmobiles, and it was very difficult, but very cool at the same time.
And dude, that's wild.
Yeah, that's
that that Sundance, dude, was like the pinnacle of my party life, I think. It was oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
It was a wild time. It was a wild Sundance.
It was. And so, and let's fast forward you know, several years, the decade now, past, and you transition now, and you're this like, I mean, I don't want to call a celebrity, but it kind of a celebrity in the sense of like you have transitioned into this. Your new focus is kind of like paying it forward and giving back to people in need, which I absolutely admire and I love. And it became like kind of a sensation, something you were doing, just kind of like, hey, I'm going to do this out of the goodness of my heart. And then all of a sudden, people were like, dude, I love that. Let me help. How can I help? Because you now have a nonprofit after, you know, several years of you kind of like bootlegging the giveaway side of things. So for those of you guys who don't know, Murphy here runs the Murph's Life Foundation. You got a little emoji here on our show too that I put in. And it's all about, it's focused primarily in Central and South America, correct?
Yeah.
So take me through kind of like what you do, because it's very profound in my opinion. And it's like, you see it. There's no bureaucracy. It's like, you're like hands in the dirt.
Yeah. I mean, basically it started where I sobered up. So, I mean, you knew me when I was in the thick of it, man. It was, you know, it was
unhealthy.
The last 10 years was straight up cocaine. And this last, you know, this decade going on forward is basically, I live with families. I stay with families that are in incredible poverty and extreme poverty. And basically the main focus of Murph's Life now is we teach them how to fish. That's the big thing. So we take a family, and it's like, you know, it's to kind of explain really what we do. It's a lot of things. I've transitioned. I don't do as many videos as I used to do. So we had quite a few donations come in from like, especially 21, 22. And, you know, now we have 6 safe homes. So we have 6 women's shelters, and we take in abused women. So these are women where the husbands try to kill them. We also have extreme cases for sexual abuse for children. So like right now we have a 13-year-old girl with a 2-year-old child who's from her dad. You know, so these are the kind of cases that we'll get, and we will work. We have to work with the government on these. So the police will bring them to us, and these are in South America as our safe homes. But it's very expensive to run these kind of safe homes. So our main focus right now in El Salvador, just because how El Salvador kicks ass right now, it's super safe. Tourism is exploding. A lot of Bitcoiners coming in, and just people from all over the place are coming in right now. And the wild thing, man, is we bought a piece of property like 3-4 years ago out here that was gang infested. It was like 40 something acres, but it's like A+ real estate for this country. Overlooks the ocean, kind of right off the highway. It's along a cliff. And now on this property, we're building a school and a micro resort. So we have 40 shacks along our farm. And we're building a micro economy. And the whole idea of this is how can we run women's shelters and educate kids and offer jobs, which is the main focus, without me like just pulling my hair out every day saying like, hey, we need more donations. So we're creating an engine with this micro economy. And on this little micro resort, we have a greenery. So we'll sell plants, fruit trees. We have a massive botanical garden. It's like 40 acres of fruit trees from all over the world. We spent $250,000 just on bringing in different berries and fruits from all over Latin America. It's pretty crazy. Right now we're about $3 million deep on just the restaurant and 6 boutique hotels. We got another like 1.5 million to go before we finish it. And that includes like everything from forks to beds, to the little, like finishing the swimming pool, the spa, the gym. So the idea is like, how can we create where people can come down for, you know, like you want to take a break from work, from life, you know, and you want to eat organic food and stay in a really nice hotel. And at the same time, you're supporting our women's shelters in South America. You're paying for a psychiatrist, you're paying for a psychologist, you're paying for the food, the electricity. It's a shit ton of bills that goes into running any foundation like this. So that's the focus, man. I've been here for the last like year and a half. I focused on building it in South America, the women's shelters. Now that that's built and running, now I'm focused on building the engine, which is the microeconomy in El Salvador. And we got about 4 months left to go, and then it'll be up and running, which is exciting.
Yeah, you know, and it's actually it's really cool, like you said, teaching people how to fish, because like in the beginning it was kind of like, hey, you know, this kid is selling candy on the side of the road or something like that, and you're like, hey,
yeah,
you know, here's $20 or here's $100, like take the day off.
Yeah.
And then it went to like, all right, hey, we bought a candy in bulk and built this like small little tienda shack on the side of the road, and the kid now just and his parents have this candy store. I've seen those ones, and like it's so cool to see that progression and that growth, and like the focus, obviously, you know, knowing from where you were and then like moving down there. I think what you said, you went from living in Salt Lake City or in somewhere out in, you know, in like living in like an apartment, a nice place, a decent place, to like sleeping on that, you know, pretty poor conditions and staying down there. What was that like? How was that part of the process of your, I guess I want to say, rehabilitation to a certain extent? Like you moving down there in the beginning, what like what was the goal when you left before you kind of like you are where you are now? Like when you first came down there, did you have a plan?
No plan, man. There was no plan, no goal. I never thought I'd be running a foundation, to be honest.
Sure.
It was, I went sober for a year, and the way I did that is I went vegan for a year. You know, I called it the shitty vegan diet because it was just like I needed something to change, you know, my drug use and alcohol consumption. So I went to like juicing, you know what I mean? And that's when I had so if you remember Party Goat, dude, like we were getting sued by PETA, and then like I had to get rid of the goat. Well, actually the goat got stolen. And then I had this deer, dude, like party deer. It was crazy. This deer was growing up with me. I had it for a while. It was getting pretty big. And I'm just cold pressed juicing, dude. I'm just for a year, man, like got super skinny, and I'm like experimenting with every diet. I'm doing like the keto vegan, the slow carb vegan. And I'm just working. So after a year, my friend asked me to manage his nightclub and do the marketing for it. And it was a really popular one. And it's just like, I wanted to do it because I wanted to see if I could be around that lifestyle and not go back to it. And it was amazing. It was such a cool chapter of my life. It was only for like 3 months, but it was so beautiful and crazy at the same time to see people spending $10,000-$15,000 on bottle service, $20,000 on bottle service. You know what I mean? And just tipping these girls crazy amounts of money. And then me being like, shit, like, is this going to be the rest of my life? I'm in my 30s now. You know, it was a total like changer of like, this isn't for me anymore. Mm-hmm. And so there was a Diplo concert that all my friends were going to. And I remember I was like in the crowd with like, you know, 50 random friends. And I was like, you know, I'm going to smoke weed. I haven't smoked for a long time. And everyone knows me as like the party guy. They're like, Murph's smoking again. Dude, there's like 50 weed pens going in front of my face, dude, blunts, joints. And I got so high, dude, like it triggered like this gnarly anxiety panic attack, and I'm like claustrophobic. And I just had this like powerful feeling come over to me, like you're going to South America. It was very spiritual, man, because it was like a knowing, you know, like that night I went home and I remember I smoked a bunch of cigarettes and chewed tobacco, and that was over a year too. I'm like, I'm going to purge, you know? So I'm just like smoking and have dip in my mouth and smoking the electronic cigarettes. And then I go to my apartment and I like text my mom and my sister, my brother, and I'm like, whatever you guys want, take it from my apartment because I'm leaving tomorrow. You know, my mom's like, please don't commit suicide. These are the signs, you know, but it was, and I'm in the shower that night just throwing up. I remember there's just like puke going down my body, and I'm just showering it, and I'm just feeling like ecstatic. And so I went back to Irvine to renew my passport. And a few weeks later, I was in Bogota, Colombia. I had no idea where I was going, man. I just had my backpack, and that was in 2018, 2019. And haven't been back to the States, man. I've been down here full time. I had to go back once for like 3 days to get my bank open for the foundation. Mm-hmm. And I've been here since, dude. Like, you know, this is full time thing now.
That's yeah, that's a wild ride to get down there for sure. And then like obviously like I've tried to start a nonprofit and it's not that easy to do. I can't imagine what it's like
Yeah.
to do it from down in South America, trying to like get the paperwork cleared, dealing with
Yeah.
like all the business aspect of it. Because when you first started from the giving side of things, right, it
Yeah.
was kind of like, hey, I'm doing this. And some people are like, dude, you're doing great things. Can I Venmo you some money? Because originally it was like, hey, Venmo me, or like
Yeah.
donate like this if you want to help me do this. And for everybody who's watching this, um, I'll link his Instagram and stuff like that, so you guys can kind of go through some of the videos. But and I'm sure that a lot of people have seen him just kind of in passing. But it kind of started with you just where were you first? Ecuador,
Colombia.
Colombia, then but you've done Colombia, you did Ecuador, you're
Colombia,
in
it was
Southern Rwanda,
Colombia, yeah, Colombia, Brazil,
Brazil.
Ecuador, Paraguay, Honduras, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, a couple
Um,
more
I mean, what
all
would you
over.
say? Because obviously your transition from like that arc of what you're like, I'm just gonna turn it off and I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna start this thing, is obviously like a very extreme um way of, I guess, kind of coping with and then reforming your life to make sure that like you have now you're putting basically the same amount of effort that you had into like the partying, because that's like an addict's kind of mentality. Is like you need something to fill that void, like you said.
Yeah,
You was partying, I was drinking, I was doing everything, and then I started like I needed something else, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be a vegan. I'm gonna start
yeah,
juicing, like I'm gonna do anything else that I can. And now it seems like, I mean, you've clearly found your calling, which is helping people, and
yeah,
that's the root of it, right? And that's like, it's kind of similar. Like there's a lot of people who play paintball, um who have something else in their life that's going on, and they use paintball as like this escape, right? It's
mhm,
you can put your worries behind. A lot of people who have struggled with addiction find paintball as that release. um
yeah,
and same thing goes for like going to the gym. You'll see a lot of people who are like 2 or 3 hours a day in the gym, eating this clean mentality. It's like you hyper focus on a specific task or a specific activity, and you really put all of your effort and everything into it just so you can make sure to stay busy. And you got your kid now, you've got a wife, and you're still in the trenches. Like I still see you kind of going out to, like, I think you just went and you were with one of the ladies who originally housed you, and you built them a house. You brought their grandmother
mhm.
in. You built them like a third story, so they could Airbnb it out. So again, they can now earn revenue. And then you bought the brother a semi truck or something
Yeah,
along
yeah,
those lines. Um,
yeah.
what is it like, the feeling you get from helping people that are in need? Can you just like what's that like? What does that mean to you?
It's the same thing you probably get as a rush playing paintball, man. It's kind of a violent sport and a very competitive sport as well, and you get that win and it kind of becomes an addiction, right? Like
Mm,
you get those people out and with charity, it's for me, it's the same thing. It's a drug rush. And this is a healthy transition,
mm,
Um, it's like and I tell this to a lot of my friends that are especially still partying and like, man, how do I get out of this shit? And a lot of these people are very wealthy. They have a lot of money and they just don't have a whole lot of meaning in their life. And I tell them, like, if you want to feel one of the best highs on the planet, go meet a complete stranger. I'll use a few as an example that you're bringing up. Meet a complete stranger, befriend them, hang out with them, live with them. People who make $5-10 a day, and teach them how to make $1,000 a month for that household. They have the beautiful Airbnb on the roof, brand new semi truck. They have months where they make 7,000 US dollars a month in a poor Latin American village.
mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like you making 150, 200 racks a month in
Yeah,
living in California.
it's a year's living that some of these people are now making in a month. And it was something that they was
Yeah.
unattainable. It wasn't like they could just go out and get a loan for this. It's not like they have connections.
Yeah.
You can't just go to the local bank, which there probably isn't even one of those around. And there's just it's I don't want to say near impossible, but it's nearly impossible or very difficult to get out of the situation that some of these people are in these poor countries.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible. You know, I mean, you can get loans, but they're like super shark loans, and
sure,
a lot of people will get money from gang members that, you know, can get your kids murdered for taking that kind of money. It's rare. You have to kind of be born into that kind of money to be able to get into this. But that's what I'm saying, man. It's like that's kind of my transition for me, and that's what keeps me going. But it gets to a certain point where it kind of weeds out what's really meant for someone. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people who are like, you know, I want to do good and whatever it is in life, you know what I mean? Like, let's say the gym, for example. Like I know I need to go to the gym, but I'm just like, I know I have a weakness still. I'm not as strong as a lot of other people who can keep that consistency up. And I can make a million excuses. Like I'm constantly on airplanes and I'm running a million other things, you know, but it's like, someone just said what up to me and I lost my train of thought here. So charity, for example, like it's really exhausting. You know what I mean? It's really, really exhausting, and it puts a huge strain on my relationship with my wife and and my kids. Like we now have to live in gated communities. We're back and forth from a house in this small village, but it's like we used to be here full time. But where the strain comes in is we have people knocking on our door at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. So there's times we open up the door and there's 6, 7 families sitting on our porch waiting. And it's like a lot of people are like, they just want to take advantage. But sometimes it's like I see this old woman with her grandson who's like 3 years old with a tumor coming out of his head. And she's like, I just spent all of my money. I prayed to God and, you know, he told me to come talk to you. And I'm just like, fuck, you know, like what do I do? My wife is like, if another motherfucker knocks on the door at 2 in the morning and wakes the baby up, you know how that is. Like, when you have so much going on in your life and your work leaks, and I'm sure you know this as like a very, you know, well-known paintballer, you know, whether it's with sponsors, you have a lot going on in your life at kind of at that caliber. And when it comes to like charity, it's just like people just like want. And there's no more equilibrium in your life. There's no more balance. It's just give. And for your family members, you know, it's really, really difficult. But, you know, this is something that like, for me, it's not just like, oh, I'm just replacing an addiction, you know, this is something for me. Like there was a time where I had an OD in Park City where it's just like too much GHB and alcohol and cocaine and kind of a mix. And I just was like, boom, out of my body. and I had a very powerful moment where I'm like, first time truly talking to God. Like I want to be in my body. I want to have a meaningful life. I want to be able to give up, you know, drinking. And, you know, so for me, it's not just like, ooh, I do this because it makes me feel good. This is kind of like everyone's life purpose, you know, everyone has a life purpose. And I truly believe when you really find that life purpose, it's not going to be easy. People are kind of like looking for this, like, once I have it,
right.
Yeah, once I have it, everything will be good. It's like, no, once you find it, it's like, okay, like this is a fucking battle, you know, it's a real battle. And
well, it tests you, right? Like, and that's one of the big things, you know, that balance you were talking about is everything that piles on, like every little bit of notoriety or every little bit of success and all these things. And then you've got your family and you've got people that you feel like an obligation to help, because that's your kind of your business. And then people, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you about, you know, people around there, but like everything kind of comes up. And then you're, like you said, if it's a 24-hour cycle of work, then the balance is off. And it is important to find a balance. And I can't imagine how stressful it is because again, like a guy like you wants to help everybody if you can, but there is you become stretched too thin, whether it's physically, mentally, or even financially. You can't, unfortunately, help every single person in the world who needs it. And then you have to worry and second guess every time, like, is this person trying to take advantage of this person, it looks legit. Like there's no, and out there where you are, there's no like form to fill out, like fill this out and then I'll get back to you, you know?
Yeah.
So wow, I was gonna ask, like, how you mentioned the property that you guys built was originally infested by gangs, and I've been following closely about how well El Salvador is dealing with the just everything with just commercial tourism and cleaning up the streets and making it safe, which is awesome. I actually want to come visit sometime soon. But do you feel safe, like because you are the guy? Like, have you had any run-ins that are like kind of a little sketchy? Because
at the beginning, yeah, man, tons of gang members are showing gang signs and, you know, lifting the shirt up, showing the guns. That's how El Salvador is, you know, is really, really dangerous. It was a war zone, bro.
Yeah.
And now it's like, dude, it's like going to a small podunk town in Idaho. You know what I mean? Just like it's the safest place ever. My mother-in-law can take my 2-year-old daughter, and push her around any street in the entire country. I'm talking any street. Like imagine like the worst street you could think of in California. Any street here in El Salvador at like midnight, and I would be like, okay, whatever.
Is that right?
You know, it's pretty crazy. There's a little pumpkin.
There's one of them. Yeah. I see your pants. You look like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice pants.
Yeah, I mean, like, because in the beginning, even when you were just kind of in whatever random country, kind of like, hey, here you go, family. Here's this, or you're buying a bunch of stuff for these people. You had like a good amount of cash on you, and like that to me is where it gets kind of scary, because as you gain notoriety and you're in a town, like you'd stay in a town for, I don't know, a couple weeks or a month or whatever, and you're like you're gifting all these people like a significant amount of money for down there. And like that's where I was when I was watching. I'm like, dude, I worry that like someone's gonna be like, that guy's got cash. And obviously some of those people give you respect because you're like helping people, but there's other people that don't care.
Yeah, there's people that don't care. It's, you know, on a spiritual side, I there was a lot of times where I felt like, you know, there's 50 plus times where I had $50,000 to $100,000 in my backpack in Honduras, in
That's what I'm
Brazil,
saying.
in Colombia, in straight up gang areas. You know what I mean? And gang members know what we're doing. You know, but I'm a true believer now that like we're gonna go when we're meant to go. You know, I'm a big believer in prayer. If you believe in a higher power, I believe in God, and you know, just pray for protection. You know, I think we're gonna go when we're meant to go. Dude, there's people that take care of their bodies 24/7, and then they'll, you know, die of lung cancer, and 2 months later, bam, they're gone, or have a heart attack, or you know what I mean. That's not saying we shouldn't like not protect ourselves and take care of ourselves. There's been a lot of times where I did have to have bodyguards, like when we were in Honduras, some pretty sketchy areas. We had to roll with bodyguards. At the beginning, I had a bodyguard for the first year in El Salvador, because it's like every single day I have to take out with 3 to 4 debit cards, cash, $500 daily limit, you know? So it's like $2,000 every single day, sometimes the same place over and over and over and over. And that's where like gang members will like, okay, like, whoa, that's not normal. You know what I mean? But you know, luckily nothing's ever happened. A lot of people ask like, what if people get robbed for giving them so much stuff, you know, like, and I used to think that at the beginning too, man, we've given away hundreds of houses, given away tens of millions of dollars. And to my knowledge, dude, like no one's been kidnapped. No one's been robbed. For the most part, dude, like gangs really do kind of respect that. And they're like, this is their blessing, you know? The other thing too, I really try, like if I'm going to help a family and we raise a substantial amount of money, like we raise them $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, we generally like take them out of that neighborhood and we'll put them into a kind of a middle-class neighborhood. And that's another reason why we don't have anyone just, you know,
shaking them down.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's super profound. And you know, the belief is strong, whatever it is that you believe in. You know, you believe in winning, you believe in a higher power, you believe in doing the right thing. Like belief can tip the scales if there are scales, right? If there are, you know, people who I guess have, you know, ill intent, you know, there's bad guys out there, but they're like, all right, you know what, this guy, he's clearly got cash, but he's also helping everybody here in the neighborhood. if
Yeah.
we roll him up, then everybody in the neighborhood is going to know it was us. So maybe that's something that we
Yeah.
don't want to do,
Yeah.
for whatever reason. And I don't know. I mean, like,
I think too, it's like, I think gangs in any country, dude, whether you're doing good or not, generally, for the most part, generally don't mess with tourists. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because now they're gonna have to deal with the like, oh, you're messing with tourism. The government's gonna come down, and there's always that affiliation with gangs inside of the government. You know, and especially the United States, people are really afraid of that. You know, people are really, really, you know, they know like they can come, they can get into some big problems if you're messing with American tourists.
yeah, that's a good
Gangs know about that all over the States.
That's true. Speaking of the States, okay, so here's like this is like the quintessential like question for, I think it goes with across politics, it goes across charity, it goes like from, this is like one thing, like if I'm to play devil's advocate, which I am not by any means whatsoever, and
Yeah.
this is kind of a two-part question, but what would you ever expand Murph's life into the US, and do you ever feel that people in the US would need or want to have help as well?
Yeah, I mean, I totally would. You know what I mean? Like, I would totally expand there. It's just right now we have so much going on with
Mhm.
what we're building here, and people for sure need help in the States.
Mhm.
But in, you know, I've lived in now in about 13, 14 countries, and there's no country like the States that offers, like, with, I mean, the amount of
Mhm.
government assistance. It might not seem like a lot, you know, like we don't have health, we don't really have good health insurance, and we pay a shit ton of taxes, which is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? For having to pay for all that. But in comparison, they get so much more help than a lot of these other places that we're generally, you know, helping people out at.
And what do you see in the future for what you're doing? Like, okay, first of all, that, and then are you gonna have another kid? You gotta have another kid, right?
Yeah, it's kind of on my wife. I mean, she's so uber stressed and burned out. She's been with me since the beginning.
Yeah.
Carolina, you know, we met like right when the page started to grow on TikTok. And I think she wants another kid because she knows we don't want to have Cisa being an only child, because as a Latina, she's very like family. Like they talk to their aunts and cousins and sisters for hours a day, you know. But right now we just need stability, because our problem was, dude, for the first 3-4 years, we were making good money, you know, like we were sponsors from Coca-Cola, from Adobe, from, you know, and instead of putting it in my own pocket, I just put it into the foundation. And that's the only reason why we're able to do this micro resort right now.
Mhm.
Which is beautiful, because it's like, now it's like that sacrifice has allowed us to make something truly beautiful. Now it's like, I don't have to worry like, oh, what if we have to shut down the women's shelter and I have like kids in there that we won't know where to put them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's really, it's beautiful. It's a blessing, you know. But now after this is built, now it's like, okay, I got to get back to make videos again, because I've kind of like put a hold on videos for about 2 years. We're uploading a lot of old videos. Like I'm sure you'll notice on even on TikTok, like every video used to get like an average of 5 to 15 million views, and then the last 2 years it's just like when, you know, because if you ever done construction, you got to be there, especially in Latin America. Otherwise, it's just gonna go to shit, you know.
Nice.
But the dream, man. I mean, the dream is like, I had this really cool concept of making of what we're doing with our resorts, right? So it's called Casa Conejo. It's called the Rabbit House.
Mhm.
And right before I left, I was in a bar. I think it might have been in San Diego, like right when I got my passport. And it was like, I had this little like, I went, you know, I had this little like 2-week phase where I just drank a lot right before I left. It was like one of the last times I drank. And I remember I was just hammered, dude, standing on top of a table. And I was like, what does the rabbit mean? What does the rabbit mean? You know, my friends are laughing and people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it represents Jesus, it represents pornography. Like, follow the rabbit hole. Like, we can go down rabbit holes and conspiracies. Like, what is this rabbit? And so our farm, dude, and this kind of goes back to what you were saying about like the future. When we bought our farm, it's like, it was such a coincidence, I guess you could say, how we got it for $100,000. And now it's like, with the prime location, it's the value without the construction, it's valued over $6 million, 6-7 million. no construction, and it's on this tiny roundabout on the road. The tiny roundabout. It's called the Rabbit Roundabout. You know, so it's super wild. So the place is called the Rabbit House, and then we're making like the coffee house is called like Coffee, the Rabbit Coffee, all in Spanish. Like the coffee watering hole, or like the coffee watering hole for the bar, for the grocery store. The school is going to be called like the Rabbit School, and like I think it'd be really cool. Like we have about a little over 200 acres of amazing land in South America as well, in the Amazon rainforest, and then another 80 acres kind of by the border of Colombia. And these are equally beautiful farms. We have like waterfalls on them, fruit, food, cabins we've built. So the idea is like, can we build these micro resorts, and maybe even in the States, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we build like 5-star micro resorts that's managed, and you stay in them and you literally can see and you know, like this is giving people jobs and keeping, you know, educating kids, taking sexually abused kids and kidnapped children into like, you know, into the sex industry that are being taken out and putting them inside of these programs. And it's cool. So that's kind of the dream, you know, but they're really awesome. Expensive. They're really expensive. You know, this one's probably going to cost us around $4 or $5 million until it's like kind of fully done there. But how can I duplicate this? And now, like, I'm chatting with Luke. You remember Luke? He manages now everything from the States. Yeah, from Peerless Group. Yeah, and he's been with me for about 4 years. And now it's like we have a lot of people who are saying we want to invest, and I'm like, I'm a foundation. We don't invest. Right. But now it's like maybe we open up a B Corp, you know, and we start running our future like these future micro resorts as a B Corp, you know, where people can come in and invest. And at the same time, it's like now we can open up more women's shelters. Maybe one can be for an animal shelter. You know what I mean? They could be for anything. Maybe others will just be a straight up food, you know, because we're producing, like in the next 2 years, we'll be producing hundreds of thousands of kilos of food every cycle. Wow. It's a lot of food that we planted, and it's finally starting to produce. And, you know, so now it's like we're producing a lot of food, and it's taking care of all the elderly homes around our farm and the surrounding villages. And we'll be able to feed our schools, and, you know, so
that's as good as it gets. You're vertically integrated within the community, and it becomes a self-sustaining community with what you've built.
Yeah.
And I was looking. I'm looking at your website. I put the link up a couple of times, and you've got like you know the hats and the shirts and stuff like that. But then you also have handmade like kind of necklaces and bracelets and little bags and things like that are made from people who I'm assuming you've like commissioned them to be able to like just basically employ them to sell their products, which is kind of like. You know, when someone goes down to like one of these places when you're on vacation and you're like, oh, cool, I want to buy this little bracelet. You know, it's like, all right, I'm going to help this little local community by like purchasing it from here rather than the gift shop at the airport. And it's pretty cool because now you're doing it on such a large scale that it's actually like these people are employed by that. There's actually a company out of San Diego called Pura Vida bracelets that did something very similar with in Costa Rica. They went down there for Costa Rica. Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna love your bracelets." Like, and I believe the story is they basically employed this town, this village, to create those bracelets, and they blew up. They're huge. They're humongous. I think there's like, sold for like $30 million or $50 million. But like, you're doing it on a completely regenerative side, which is again, it's inspiring. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's an amazing transformation story because I know a couple people. This is all live too. And it'll be up on YouTube as well. But a bunch of people were commenting about, you know, their struggles with some addiction and how, and we had our friend Scott Kemp, who's been pretty vocal about it. He came on and talked about his transformation into like, you know, an unhealthy lifestyle and finding something new. And again, you're doing it on like such an epic, awesome scale right now, which is awesome to see.
I appreciate that, man.
It's
an exhausting scale.
I mean, I can't imagine how you're doing it. It's exhausting. Yeah. I can't even imagine how you're doing that. I mean, ours are we're cruising up here. You know, we can't complain at all. And you have a Christmas charity thing going on right now, correct?
Yeah, just a small one.
Yeah, just a small
I
one.
haven't been able to focus too much because normally we have a toy factory that we run in Latin America,
Of course.
and we could have kept it running, but I had to for like my mental health. Like I can't build this farm and run a freaking toy factory in South America. So unfortunately, we had to shut everything down. But we gave them a nice bonus, all of our workers down there, and but we're doing a small one, and we want to get it to around maybe $20,000-$30,000. And every time we do the Christmas campaigns, 100% of it goes into the toys. So we don't use any of that. None of it goes towards salary or anything like that. Because everyone, when it comes to Christmas, it's just like straight up volunteers. Sometimes friends will come fly down and they're like, I'm paying my own way. I'm doing this. I got my own rental cars. Let's go hand this stuff out.
Hand the stuff out. Awesome. Yeah, we love that. Like our community shows up pretty big for all the ones that we do. We did something for the Boys and Girls Club. We did something for the local hospitals. Kyle and I went and delivered toys 2 years ago there. And again, I love what you're doing. I think it's fantastic. MURPHSLifeFoundation.com. You can go on there. You can check out Murphs at Murph's Life on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. YouTube, whatever. Yeah, the one right now we're kind of focusing on is mostly just Instagram and Twitter is my new favorite. I'm just starting to play with Twitter now.
Yeah, it's X. It's X.com now.
X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. I really appreciate you taking some time out and talking to us, talking to me. I'm not no shit. I am coming down there. Like El Salvador has been on my surf bucket list forever anyway. And
yeah,
like I mean, you're there. I want to come out. We've been talking about having me come out, and I'm doing it, and I'm probably gonna bring the whole clan. I'm hoping to do like April, in like spring break.
That's cool.
I mean, I can take my kid out of school whenever I want, but
yeah, we're our farm is like 40 minutes from some pretty cool surf places. I'm sure you heard of like El Tunco, and it's some of the best surf in the world is here in El Salvador.
Every single place in El Salvador is like a world class wave. So yes, I'm sold.
That's cool. Yeah, hopefully whenever you come, dude, if our things that we'd love to host you too.
Yeah, absolutely. No pressure there. We're definitely going to come and visit and spend some time with you guys. That's undoubtedly.
Cool.
And yeah, we have a charity going on also. So as soon as that is all closed down, we'll put some of our funds towards your guys' Christmas fund as well.
Cool. Thanks, man.
We kind of divvy it up.
That, brother.
We kind of divvy up the loot as it comes. Some go to local charities. Sometimes we do cancer research stuff for children. We've done Surf Rider. We've done like everything pretty much. We do it several times a year. So we got some extra loot. We're gonna spread it out and give you guys. Make sure you guys get some for the toy drive. Because you're right.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Kids need toys, and it's. If you guys, everybody who's watching this, when we're done, go on to his Instagram. I'm going to share it as well with everybody here, and just look at the kids, their faces when you're smiling, like giving them a soccer ball. Like something as simple as that is amazing. And then you build them an entire soccer.
Yeah, dude. So, we have soccer ball. We have in our factory. We have soccer ball machines, and it's cool, man. Maybe with whatever brand, if you want to do something in the future, once we get that up and running. We can do like things where if you guys want to donate specifically, we can put whatever brand, your name, like on that soccer ball with like the flag. We can customize it. We can do that with dolls. It's really cool. It's 100% non-for-profit. Like we don't take any cash. It's just literally used to pay the electric bill, the fabric. They're a really good salary. Last year for our women's shelter, we paid a doctor's entrance salary for these women. You know what I mean? So it's it's really cool. Yeah. Which is around, it's a little over $1,000 a month. And these are like indigenous women that we hire on board. Because there's a lot of brands too that will they'll buy their stuff and they're like literally just so you know, everything that we do from our products is not for a B Corp. This is 100% nonprofit. And these people it's really cool. Like we're able to help them get into brick houses from dirt floors, which is pretty rad.
That's as good as it gets. Well, man, I appreciate you. You're doing amazing work.
Yeah, dude.
You just
maybe we'll have to organize something like Yeah, maybe we'll have to organize like a paintball tournament with you and the homies down here. I know there's a couple pretty popular
There's
places
fields
down
down there.
here.
There's fields down there.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. I'll look into it and try to find some what fields or what players are down there from El Salvador and get a little game going. You have a flat patch of land on Conejo Village, on Villa Conejo.
No.
It's all a hill.
Oh, dude, it's pretty hilly, dude. I mean, you could do it in the jungle and it'd be pretty gnarly, but
instead of like a private airball field up there too. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Well, hey, make sure that as you take care of this is an important thing. As you take care of other people, make sure you carve out a little bit of time for yourself and your family to make sure you don't go crazy, your wife doesn't go crazy, and that you can rest just a tad here and there.
Yeah.
Don't spread yourself too thin because the people down there need you to be sane.
I appreciate that, man. That's wisdom right there, man.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna get on to talking about some paintball news and stuff like that, and I'll be in touch and I'll chat with you. I appreciate it.
Okay, brother. Great chatting,
Awesome,
guys.
man. Thanks a lot.
Thank
dude.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Well, sick, dude. I appreciate everybody who gave Murph there some time. Aaron Murphy from Murph's Life Foundation. He is clearly doing a lot of really good work. And you heard his story. He was at rock bottom, and now he's, providing food, shelter, money, and jobs to people in need. And that's, we really appreciate that. And you know what? It was actually, I'm really glad that he came on and, we were talking about it. We're like, dude, there's so much news going on in paintball right now that dude, we have a non-paintball guy on. But it's funny because last year or 2 years ago when you quit and there was all that stuff going on, we had Wolf on, who I thought is a really great guest.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, hold on, we need to hear this juice. But it's really important that we broaden our horizons. We learn to take a deep breath and realize that it's not the end of the world if things just don't go your way with what you anticipated, whether it's, the team is not going your way, the Spicka Span Show is not as slapstick as it was because they're talking about real life stuff. So yeah, anyway, the sky is falling. So we do have another guest that's going to come on.
He was going to share the news, but
he was going to share the news.
They just broke it on
yeah,
that.
he's not good at math either. But Harris, who I told to come on, I'm going to text him right now. And come on now. So Harris Hussain called me and he's like, hey, I got some news for you. And I'm like, all right, here we go. What is it? He's like, you guys have been good to me, so I want you guys to break this news. I was like, all right, what do you got? And he goes, we're changing MLK King's name to NYX. And I'm like, all right, tight. Okay. And then we talked about sponsorship. We talked about how is the sky falling. Look at that. As you talk about it, he shall. Oh, he just hung up. And then we've got other news. As everybody's heard.
Yeah, and just talking about what's going on. Obviously, too, with the other things that are still on the table, with Heat or maybe X Factor looking to make a move. There's some teams in this that haven't completely, I think, acted.
Yeah, people have not made moves. I know the Russians need to make a move. And so real quick, as we get Nick SLOWIAK in the house. Thanks guys for also gifting all these memberships. Harris, if you can hear me, can you turn your phone sideways? There we go. We get you full frame. And we're gonna get Harris up here on the screen right now. We're also gonna get Kyle in a little bit once we start talking about the breakdown of the moves. Kyle made it. Dude, how is he gonna get on the thing and walk on the screen? This guy.
I was like, Kyle, what Kyle are we getting in here?
No, I was like, we're gonna get your graphic on here.
Okay.
Kyle made this graphic. All right. Yeah, Bob, let's bring him in, and we're also gonna talk about what moves Heat might make. We're gonna talk about. It would have been so much better if you had your shirt off right now. Dude, NYX is back. You thought they were gone, but they're back. Did you go to Turkey in the offseason and get a hair transplant? Let me see that thing. Oh no, it's slicked back. Okay.
Dude, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's echoing as always.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live. We're still live.
Hi guys.
What up?
We back,
Welcome back.
baby.
Welcome back.
Dude.
Welcome back to the league and welcome back to the show.
Dude, I've been in the league, dude, but yeah, thanks.
No,
guys.
not you personally. Just the name.
Yeah, NYX is back in the league. So Harris, let's talk about real quick. You called me. I know you only have 5 fingers, but you couldn't figure out the difference of the 3-hour time difference. But let's talk about this.
Do you have hair gel in?
No, you took all the hair gel in the world and put it
Literally,
on the top.
it looks like your hair's just been frozen for like 50 years.
I put
I
put the Pauly D look on for you because I knew you were coming to town.
Forget it, dude. You invented paintball. You think you just bully people. Good for you, dude.
You might have the pomade in.
No, it's just
Harris, you got the LA looks. Level 11.
Level 11. Yeah, well, like level 5,000. That thing is fucking super glue, dude.
Yeah. Harris, let's talk about the name change. You changed. You got ML Kings. You were there. You're in there.
I'm gonna have to adjust this thing.
Yeah, you got to adjust them all now. And NYX was obviously relegated.
Yeah.
And you are now back to NYX. What does that mean for you? Why changing it to there? And then also, what do you say to the people who are like, well, you're just got a regulated team to be regulated. Relegated.
So Josh Taylor is actually going to be going back to NYX.
Come on, that's right. He just thought he could get away, and I said, no.
He's like, yeah.
So what happened was, obviously, when I left the team a few years ago, I just was kind of floating to find my place, and then when I did, I ended up on the Kings, and everything kind of, I ended up, working on a deal with Charlie to eventually buy the team towards the end of this year. And when that happened, and then NYX kind of got relegated at World Cup, Bo came up to me and said, hey, I would like you to take the name over, and carry it on and so forth, because it only makes sense. And I thought about it. And as much as I would love to get called the Martin Luther Kings for the rest of my paintball career, I just didn't think that was going to be a fun time. So that's kind of why we decided.
And the name is, as you know, but it originates from a city in Prague.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually like Munich.
I never knew how to say it either, and I played 6 seasons over there with them.
Yeah, you played with the Golden State Warriors.
No, but I played with ML Kings for 5 seasons over there.
Holy crap, dude!
Ryan played with them, with me.
Kings, yeah.
Brandon Short, Dalton.
Ryan also played in the Civil War.
Blake, I think.
Yeah, I was also I played in the Civil War for the Confederates. I beat you to it.
That's how it stuck out, man. And and I thought about it, and honestly, bro, my heart really broke. I actually went into the pit of World Cup when they knew they were about to be relegated, and literally people were like crying in the pits on their team, and I was like, man, I can't. It's like my baby, you know what I mean? Like, I can't watch this go down like this. So I was like, okay, and then everything kind of just worked itself into that direction of me, becoming the boss.
What you as the boss? That's a scary thing. What are your thoughts on what's happening in this offseason? So I thought when you called me today, I was like, I had both kids and they're like just bouncing off the walls, and I'm like, all right, here we go. This guy, what's he want? but like when you called me today, so that's why I didn't answer today. But the other day you called, I was like, you know what? Chris Shearer just left.
Yep.
We'd already lost Marcelo, and I'm like, and I'd gotten like 100 text messages and all these things, and I'm like, you know what? I'll answer his call. You're the only paintball guy whose phone call I answered, because I was like, you know what? I wasn't like in a bad mood, but I just didn't want to talk to anybody about it. But I knew that you trying to bust my balls and me being able to bust your balls would just make me feel just a little bit better.
I figured, I said, what could I do? And honestly, I didn't even realize Shearer had left, because I don't really got social media like that. And when I found out, I was like, I'm like, this just dropped. I go, wonder what Greenspan's doing. Let me just see. He might be rolling on his little hover round, old as hell, just trying to figure out with his life alert button what to do. So I said, let me call him real quick. So, and then, I actually appreciate, he actually said the same thing. He's like, bro, I wouldn't answer for anybody. My phone's going off the hook. Shearer left for a pack of diapers and some Nutri-Grain bars. So I was like, that makes sense. And so then I was like, okay. And then he just kind of, we're chopping it up about the offseason. The offseason is crazy. I've tried to tell all my players, don't answer your phones for any other owners. If anybody calls you, do not answer, don't talk to them. This is like the most ridiculous offseason I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I don't know what is going on. I spoke with Ryan Smith today from Heat. We were just kind of chopping it up. We were just talking. We're like, I'm friends with people, so I was just, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? And
yeah, right. He called you, and you're like, dude, I'm about to go to Heat. The big leagues are calling, baby.
Nah,
what up, Ryan? What's your offer? And he's like, no, nothing, dude. We're just trying to poach some of your guys. I was giving you a courtesy call.
Yeah, that's foul.
What's going on with them? You got anything to share?
Yeah, what's going on with Heat? They haven't made any moves.
They, to be honest, he kind of was status quo. He wouldn't say much about them, which is okay. It's not. I'm sure we'll all find out at some point, but I'm sure he's going to be going after players. He's not going to sit back and and not just do something. I'm sure they're going to do something. And the rumors about who's staying on Heat or who's not, who knows, man.
I mean, but it's not your place to share, so I respect that.
Yeah.
So what do you have? Did you have to pay a rebranding fee?
I hope not. I talked to Tom Cole World Cup.
Oh, well, then yes is the answer.
And Tom Cole said no. And then spoke to Jason today, and Jason was like, just want to make sure with Tom they don't have to pay a rebranding fee, which we shouldn't, right? I mean, A, it was my team from before. B, the graphics and everything is there. So I would hope that the league would do right and just not try to charge me $5,000 for that. You know what I mean?
What do you think? Like, let's okay. So, and just so everybody knows, also, we, Damage also got Kevin Brettauer. So Skinny Kevin is also going to Damage.
Oh, that's confirmed now. Skinny
That's
Kevin
confirmed.
I guess so.
Let's hit it. Let's get a little juicy. Juicy. Yeah. So Skinny Kevin.
What was that?
And also, what?
We got the graphics, dude. We got the full graphics package.
A bunch of you guys are asking questions, and we're gonna touch on all this stuff with X Factor, Heat, Russians, Dynasty.
Yeah, we're getting all in all that right now.
It's coming.
It's coming.
So that's confirmed. Yeah. I knew it was confirmed, and it wasn't out there yet. But that's so. In my mind, there was like a 1% chance that wasn't going to happen, right?
Well, here's the thing. It like, as a courtesy to us. You know what I mean? If you're gonna bail on us, like, let us. I get it. While other people leave, they want to leave on a Wednesday. Like, hey man, we got a show on Tuesday. Why can't you just wait?
I called you first when I knew it was going down.
You did. You're like, hey man, you've been good to us. I got this huge bit of news, and that we're gonna bring the NYX name back. And I appreciate that, and I respect you for that. And it was like when Chris Shear, he's like, I don't know, I got some big news, and these guys are gonna do this and that, and we talked about it, and we're like, look, this is all we can do. We can bring you to this salary, but we just can't compete. And you and I actually talked about that, and it's, paying players, and I believe that there's people on both sides of the fence. Oh, what are you doing? You're getting paid. Like, some people are like, I can't believe you're getting to play paintball for free. That should be your payment. And some people are like, well, you don't have to pay for this. And then some people are like, you're getting a couple guns. Like, that's great, And some people are like, oh my God, I can't believe that person's getting paid this much money. And I'm a firm believer that there should be people getting paid what they're worth. And I wish there was enough sponsorship in here, or at least there's outside sponsorship, where there's a trickle down effect where we can pay everybody.
Yeah.
And right now we're like the A's. We're like the Moneyball. We're gonna make it.
We had this conversation, and I agree with you in some things. Like, I was brought up the old school way, but I'm in a good financial position.
Yes.
Sure. So for me to sit there with a guy that, let's say, makes not a lot of money throughout the year, and this is how he makes his income, and paintball is his life, and this is how he sports himself, I can't be mad at that person, right?
Right.
Like, if you get a check for, let's say, $25,000, $30,000, and that's what you need to live, and or if it's like $25,000, $30,000 is life-changing money for you because you make $50,000 a year, right? And that's another 50% of your income. Absolutely, I'm with that. The guys that piss me off are the ones that go, yo, bro, let me get like 3 guns. And I'm like, okay, if you want to leave for 3 guns, like, you should go leave for 3 guns, because, like, obviously, like, 3 guns is not life-changing money. There's no purpose for that.
You're right.
Like,
Maybe they just want to have like extra backup guns.
Yeah, they just want backup guns. Well, no. So here's what it is. That it's skin in the game, right? And I know that it's not a lot, but it shows appreciation. Okay. I mean,
sure.
there's guys on Dynasty. Like nobody on Dynasty makes, I think, the most amount, the highest paid player is under $10,000. Is like 9,000.
I don't want to cut you off. Real question. I have a question. I was going to ask you, but I want to ask down there anyway. Does Marcelo own into Dynasty? Does he own into Dynasty?
He is currently an owner. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I meant to ask how you're gonna work that out.
We're gonna
Write that in my
we're gonna
questions.
work that
That's
out.
later.
That's that'll be the
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was really curious because me and my friends had this debate, and I didn't know, and I was like, no freaking. I'm
Yes,
like,
Blake and when actually right before Tyler was leaving, we were talking about there's always been this this conspiracy or this misunderstanding that there's a lot of money and revenue in Dynasty, and with now the brand I believe is worth a lot,
Sure.
but we don't have a wealthy owner. And everything's paid, and we've got guys flying in from the East Coast, from the West Coast, from Mexico. Every single expense is paid for from practice, aside from food, but from practice to the events for every player, and that runs, north of $150,000 to $180,000. And then
that's 100% right. Yeah, that's what I spent this year on people.
Yeah. And then there's also player salaries, and those are not a lot, but that's basically stretched completely thin, which is also why, I need to give a huge shout out to everybody who's a Dynasty Champions Club member and a Dynasty All Access member, and we've said it to those guys on the Intel sessions, is they're actually part of the team. They're part of the team to the point where, like, they're in some team meetings. We bring them back in the Champs Club when they're there at the events, but they're also an integral part of the team functioning and the engine running. And like every single fan that's ever bought a Dynasty t-shirt, and same thing with NYX, you buy a $5 t-shirt, that goes to make sure that they're $10. Okay. Inflation. That goes to, like, and if you buy an AC Diesel shirt, or if you buy like whatever your favorite fan or whatever it is, or even if you're watching our show or PTG or you're watching Ronnie Dizon's show or anything like that, or anybody's, and you're supporting their sponsors, that goes into financing that project. And there is a tremendous amount of industry support, but the industry, you look at Core, look at JT, they're sponsoring 5 different teams, and they're helping 5 different teams get to all of these events and play all these events and do as much for paintball as possible. And so it's just everything's spread so thinly that we just don't have a mega loaded.
No, listen, I'm on the page with you of if you want to play paintball with me, be my friend and be on my team, come play, right? If you're looking for a paycheck, there's about 5 teams that will pay, and you will have to do what you got to do for that, and I respect that. Like, if that's what you want to do, like, that's fine. Like, you know what I mean? And I understand both sides. I get it. I'm a businessman. I understand the concept, right? So me personally, I got a different mentality. Somebody writing a paycheck.
Yeah, but you need there needs to be a balance so that you can be competitive. And yeah. I mentioned this to Aftermath one time, and he's, their owner was like, hey, I don't understand why these guys pay these guys to play. It's crazy to me. I would not pay a guy to play. And I go, well, do you want to win?
So what's your answer to paintball fit?
Yeah, I mean, look, that is a good question. Now,
right? They're not getting paid.
They're not getting paid.
But they are a group of great friends that play together.
Yeah.
That play a lot together. And guess what? They have broken that mold of, guess what? You don't need superstars.
Yeah, but you can't. But they are superstars. They just haven't. Yes, they are. Here's the thing about being a superstar. Here's the thing about being a superstar. You become a superstar based on your ability, and just because we haven't seen all of them play our sample size, our sample group size, so they've got a 5 to 7 tremendous players on their team that play incredibly well together. It's a very young dynasty. Now, you can buy wins by purchasing the best players in the league and putting together a super team, because that's been proven, and that is.
But they'll leave. For the next
exactly, they'll leave. Those guys, Bart and Randy and Joey, they're not trying to create a legacy. They're trying to dismantle a legacy. And this is an important thing right here. They don't understand how to win. So the only way that they can win is by trying to hurt the top team. Okay? So their ability, their mindset on okay, how do I outcoach Dynasty? I don't. I steal their players.
And so I found this out.
But this is two different conversations.
I found this out not speaking of Bard or Rainier and those guys, because I'm cool with all them. So I want no beef in your smoke. I want nothing to do with that, right?
Howard.
Yeah. So like the thing for me is I didn't ever put that one piece to the puzzle was, hey, you want to beat these guys? Just take one of the players, right?
Yeah.
But you want to hurt them? You could just say, hey, come over here. Yeah. And I didn't like. We had this talk, me and Bo, one time. He's like, hey, I just want to pick this guy out because I don't want him to go to this other team. And I was like, huh. And I was like, all right, I guess that kind of makes sense, right? Like, yeah, that makes sense. But, in impact situation, guess what? They have an amazing 10 paintball players, but you can only play 5. And what has that effect of you might be able to, have some of the best paintball players in the world, but can they be a great team? Because
and look, I have no doubt that you assemble those players and they're going to do well under those teams. And I'm going to say it again, but for the last couple of years, Diesel was an anomaly that it just didn't make sense that it wasn't working, and they kind of I think figured something out. There'll be a little bit of a kick in the nuts from losing Mouse, but you guys got Lackey, and he's a good player. He was actually on a list of players. We're like, what about Lackey? Because we now need to get a body. We need to pick
you didn't call me, dude. What the hell, dude?
You called me. I thought you were looking for a spot, and then you wanted to tell me you got NYX together, and I was like, dude, this guy's crazy. Well, he's lost it.
Dude, strategic moves. Harris, and then you get some money.
Dude, it'd be great is if you had that NYX shirt on, and then you took it off, and there was a Dynasty shirt underneath, and that's or even better, you just hijacked us, and you were like, I'm playing on Dynasty, guys.
Someone asked something earlier too. I forgot to ask you. Were you did you buy into to MO Kings? Are you a part owner? You don't have to say.
Yeah. So how it worked is Charlie had control for the year of 2024, and then for the year of 2025, I'll have 100% control.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the one thing, with the Kings, which is really frustrating, is because we're actually a really good team. Right. And we just had literally these few little, people talk all the time, man, if one little thing went our way. But what's crazy is in the World Cup, we had 3 overtime matches. We beat Ironman in overtime. We beat NYX in overtime. And we were about to beat Impact before the overtime point with 3 more seconds. And then we lose 7 overtime. We got second. Right. It's just one of those things, man. And we have a great team, and I think you're going to seriously see some of these players really shine in the year 2025 and the team, because we're I said at World Cup that Paintball Fit was playing the best, and I said that we were playing the second best.
I would say we were playing second best.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys were playing the second best there, Harris, but I do say that you guys were playing well. I do say that you guys were.
We have to get a poll going.
Yeah, put up a poll. I mean, bro, I said Diesel was looking, and honestly, I didn't really think about you guys for some reason. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie.
You could just put, was ML Kings the second best looking team at World Cup?
ML Kings, the second best team.
I could see it. I guess.
Okay, we're starting a poll right now. So I just
3 overtimes, guys. Don't forget.
They did make it to 3 overtimes. That was the 3 total. Okay, so we're at 100% no right now, but I think there's only been we got a yes. We got a yes somewhere in there.
All right, dude.
Yeah. So it's coming in staggeringly in favor of the no category, but it's not over yet. We still got.
What do you got? 2 votes in? Who watches this? Me, you, and
yeah, it's actually just me and Spicka. You got to vote yes. Yeah. Right, my mom voted yes. I don't know if she knows. She's the only other person watching this. Well, here let's talk about some of these moves here because okay, so Dynasty loses Chris Shear, Dynasty loses Marcelo Margot, Dynasty loses Coach Kevin Brettauer. We've certainly been one of the biggest picked apart teams. Now Heat, let's arguably losing Tyler and Connor. Those are 2 big ones. And who else?
I can't say.
Okay.
It's not, dude, it's not my place. I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, and I heard that they're going to lose, or they have lost a couple of other guys. And they haven't made any big moves now. And the pieces are coming off the board. CJ Cantor goes over to damage. There's also now the Tauntauns are going to be fully in the US. It's crazy because Axel texted me. He's never texted me before in his life.
Axel Godon.
Guys are coming out of the woodwork to get with the boys. You know what I mean?
Wait, Axel Godon wants to play with you guys?
Yeah, and then he texted me. Oh, I texted him this morning, and I asked him if they're playing the whole season because I heard they're partnering up with FSU, yeah, which means that Diego might jump back on board with them. Which would be
so is Axel not playing with the Tauntauns? I'm just confused.
That was one of the things I wrote down.
I don't know, but
that's it. I mean,
I think he does, and I talked to Meter about it, but he didn't really divulge. Meter's being a little sneaky snake.
I think so too.
Right? This guy.
I asked Meter about the Axel thing too, and he gave me.
No, they're definitely, dude. They're 100%. If Tauntauns are coming, Axel will play with them. But you're saying he's hitting you up to play with you guys.
Yeah, and what's that?
Who was?
Axel hit me up
to play with you guys.
No, I don't know. It was a cryptic message. Like, I didn't really like it. He randomly when we lose all these guys. He says offseason is a shit show. Yeah, he said happy Thanksgiving.
Maybe he was just being nice.
Maybe he do. That's not playing with you guys. That's just wishing you happy Thanksgiving.
No, he didn't say that. I was just.
You had 700 Thanksgiving because you're old as hell.
All right. Meter said if you read that out loud, he'll translate.
No, I'm not. Meter.
Wait, can
No, he just said shitty off season. You guys land on your feet, kind of like. All right,
maybe that's just a nice.
But I mean, he might be like, let me play with you, you know?
Yeah.
But then I texted him back, and
he's staying with X Factor, bro. He ain't going anywhere.
You think so? I bet I don't know.
There's
him. You got ABJ, you know, like he.
I talked to ABJ. I talk around the league, bro. You know, I got my peoples. He's my friend. You know, so he would have loved to come to you guys, but he wanted to chase a bag first because he never got that opportunity to chase a bag.
Well, no, because we just don't have any bags. But yeah, I told him the same thing. Look, I'm going to tell everybody the same thing. It's like
that was smart on Revo too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's a huge pickup for Revo.
Yeah, and they needed that. I mean, listen,
I think he could have made people sweat a little bit. Maybe drove it up.
He could have. I mean, you know what though? It's that commentator effect, right? You hype this guy up enough, all of a sudden, dudes are gonna start calling, and it happened to us with Rosati. We had Rosati on the team. He went to Impact because the commentators were all over Rosati. I was like, damn, get off this guy. Leave my player alone. I'm trying to keep him for another year, bro. Like, damn, bro. So I mean, ABJ definitely he got a nice bag. So he's
good for him, dude. It's deserved, right? That's like what you want. Like, look, and again, I'm gonna say this about the. I just want to quickly point out that the 87% say that you are not the second best team.
I don't care what people think. This is a fact.
That's out of 130.
Impact got second. We should have beat them in overtime. I don't care what people say. Should have.
And so yeah, we're like, I think it's great. And I think that it's great that there's a lot of money. It's great that the stock market is ripping so hard that all these rich owners are so much richer right now that they can hand out some bucks to everybody. And
well, to be fair, the only person that really ripped it apart was Impact. They threw the bag, and then damaged.
Well, yeah, but it raises the prices and it sets the standard, right?
So when someone was going to get that have been getting paid this entire time.
Sure, like let those guys get paid, dude. Tyler got paid going to Heat. Now he's getting paid, and he got paid more to stay at Heat. Now he got paid money to go over there. Marcelo got paid more. I don't know what Rainey got paid more, but Mouse got paid. Like, it's great that these guys are getting paid. I think it is. I truly do. Let these guys get their bags because
enjoy it, bro. Who's a hater? Let them enjoy themselves. Let them get paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so,
bro, but you want to talk about a team that's getting hurt? Ironman. They're getting crushed right now. But they did pick up PK. They lost Amara. They lost Geiger, right?
Uh-huh.
Who are they going to go after? What are they
Here,
gonna do?
let's bring up our graph, Bob. Can we throw the graph up? The graphic. Did you see Kyle's heat map that he made today?
Dude, that thing is crazy, dude. It took me
That's
a
so
minute to
good.
follow it, dude.
Dude, it
I was
took me a
trying to
long
put it-
time to make that last night. I'm like, this is
Bro,
stupid.
you should
I
have
was like,
waited for me.
and I was looking at it, and I was like,
Let's pull it up the full screen. Let's get a full screen version of this thing so we can so everybody can soak this in. All right.
when I was making it, I was like,
Alright,
I'm almost done. I'm like, this thing is stupid. No one's gonna like this, and then it crushed.
We need to get a picture of you like when you're like that Charlie guy from that meme that when Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but you like
Someone already
going
said
over
that.
the
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, someone said, yeah, cover up Harris.
What? Who said that?
Everybody.
Oh, and then there's a Lackey updated one.
Oh yeah, and there's a new one. There's a new one that oh crap, I didn't send that
Well,
one.
I'll just keep
With
running.
Lackey.
I'll keep firing these off because it just needs
Are
a lot
you
of
staying
adjustments.
with Diesel or are you chasing the bag?
That's the plan.
Chasing the bag?
Staying with Diesel.
Oh, you even got Notorious and FSU in there as
Yeah,
well.
now I
We
need
got
to- now I
Damage,
need
we
to-
got this one.
Hybrid the NYX MO King thing.
I like the little squiggly line for Tyler.
You know what the one thing that I think would be big in the pro league, and I talked to Jason about this, was we should lock the pro division, and there should be a draft at the end of the year, right?
All right, let's bring Harris back on so we can see his expression for this one. Go ahead, keep going.
Wait, can you not hear me?
No, we can hear you. I just wanted to make sure your face is on here while you're.
Oh,
you're
I
explaining
said you should like back in the old school days when it was the NXL, they locked the pro division in the NXL, and that made the franchises go up in value, and you should be able to like any other professional sport, you should be able to draft players, right?
Yeah,
Lock
there's
the pro
not.
division.
I mean, there's. I don't even know why you're suggesting that. There's not enough money to do all that.
You can still have a draft and pick up players
What do you mean? Who are you picking up?
from semi-pro, right? Like you should be able to do a draft, and if they're
Yeah,
good
there's
enough.
four semi-pro teams. They're like, great, my guys got to go to the draft now, and they're just gonna get picked apart.
And well, it's kind of like if you don't make it in the pro division, you go back down to the G League, kid. You go to semi-pro. That's what I think you should.
Like
do.
NYX did.
I mean, do you feel that it's comfortable for a guy like Bo Milo, who probably spends now the league just lost a guy who spends $300,000 a year on paintball, and guess what? Now he just got what? Compared to let's say a guy that's struggling to play in the pro division, right? That can barely pay for his professional team. You think that makes sense from a business standpoint?
Well, yes, because the money doesn't go to the NXL. It just goes into a sponsored deck that says we spend this much money in the league. So it's not realized dollars. It's not like the NXL. The NXL is getting their entrance fee from 20 pro teams, whether
absolutely, but for the sport of professional paintball.
Yeah, but that it's unquantifiable. Now, do I wish that Bo were still in the league? Absolutely. Do I believe that the next pro team leverage? By the way, take the L out of your name, please, and logo before you join the pro league. It's just please. Do I believe that leverage is also
a crane would be good?
Crane anything,
leveraging the name up,
whatever. Yeah, whatever. Like someone like putting a board under a boulder, leverage, rolling the boulder over their opponents.
That could be good.
Guess you take that one.
It says a pulley, some sort of pulley system.
Got to be a pulley system. But what I'm saying is those guys are still going to spend money in the ether, which is not like Bo going to stay at the Hilton with his guys in St. Louis does not move the needle for paintball.
Of course it doesn't, but does it move the needle to spend the money on paintball itself? Generates income. Like, okay, fine. Perfect example. Ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
God forbid Bart gets relegated. Sure. Okay. Impact gets relegated. Okay. You think that's good for paintball?
No, because Impact won't, because it
it can't happen.
No, it's not going to happen because the leadership in Impact is not going to allow that to happen.
Hypothetical. This is a freaking hypothetical, bro. Obviously, it will never happen. But
hypothetical. Let's just play along with it.
Okay.
Play along with it. Just hear me out, okay? Your big forehead or something. All right. So look. So if Bart hypothetically was to get relegated, okay, is that good for paintball? The answer is no. So losing a guy like Milo still the same thing, bro. You should be able to weigh to, because if
Dude, have him give us, have Bo call us. We'll pick him up on Dynasty. We'll keep I love to stay at Hilton's. We'll keep the wheels turning. He can still be involved.
Was he not going to be back involved now with you?
He's like my best friend. I talk to him like 25 times a day. I told him like, yo, just come to the events, come hang out, because now he doesn't have to like put up money anymore. He can just come and chill and like hang out. And, like, I'm his best friend, so like, yeah, he'll be around. You're gonna see him. I'm gonna force him to come. I'm gonna just send him flights and eventually he'll take one.
All right, so let me get some. I'm gonna I guess test you on your now general managing skills, because now let's just say that you weren't such a tightwad and you would pay your players because you want to win and you don't want to get relegated. So you've got these guns, and you have an ability to. Did you just vote yes on that?
No,
you've got the ability to pay some talent. Let's say that somehow Harris, you have a budget of $100,000, and you want to grab a couple of players, because I don't want to have you throw your players under the bus by being like, oh, I'd get this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. But how would you say you needed 2 bodies, or let's call it 3 bodies? Say you're kind of in Dynasty's position. You got $100,000. Who do you go after and why?
I'm Dynasty, right?
You're at the New York extreme, the Martin Luther
take
extreme.
Me out of this. I'm Dynasty.
Okay, you're Dynasty. Sure.
Okay, take me out of this. I'm Dynasty, and I need 3 players. I lost Chris Shear. Going after Jerry Carl, number 1. Not even a question, hands down.
Okay.
Like, if you don't go after him, you'd be crazy not to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I lost Shear. Who else did I lose? Marcelo, right? So
and Skinny.
I'm going after Elliot Weaver.
You
know?
And then we lost Skinny Kevin also. We need a coach.
There's just, the problem is there's limited coaches in the league. That's the problem. So, like, that's the one that's going to hurt the most. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I see, like, when I was watching the games, Greenspan, I'm not just saying this because you're on here. I've actually said this. Like, I feel like has been the brains, and Skinny's a genius. And I know this. And I know how he knows how to operate people. But I felt like, from what it looks like in the webcast, just watching, that you were the one that was like making the calls, telling people where to go. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can correct that. But that's what it kind of looked like on the outside on watching webcasts. Is that any of that true? Or?
Yeah, I mean, like we're all kind of, we all have a hand in it. I think it's very important that when you go back, and I explain this to a lot of the teams that I coach, is like the first thing you need to do is run back and explain quickly while you're getting ready what you experienced in that point, and then share it with the guys on the team. And that's that's how you grow. Having a coach, a player that also coaches, is not the way to win. Absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, because
But you're telling them where to go.
Who?
You.
On the box?
No, in the pit. I'm watching you. Send this guy here. Send this guy here. You're telling them where to go.
No. I'm suggesting based on my experience on the field.
Sure. And
I could talk to Mark and see if he'll let me play and come coach you guys.
That's weird. You were on our coaching list.
Just pretty nice coach.
Yeah.
If I'm Dynasty, though, I would go after those 2 players. If I had to go one more, ooh, man. What are you missing?
Player-wise?
You need a young boy, because you have a lot of old guys. Like,
that's
old.
true. That's
like,
true.
Seriously, like, it's like old as hell. Like, I'm talking like crazy old, Civil War old. I had to go one more young. You know, I'm gonna go get. I'm not gonna say any players on my team because they're all good. But you can stay away from my teammates.
Well, we know that they don't get paid anything, so we can offer them some, like a barrel kit, and we know that you're not going to match it. Like, who's someone good on your team? I got this this custom DCC barrel tip with the HORMESIS back. This is like it's not a 1 of 1, but this is pretty rad.
I'm surprised you didn't go after Carter Donaldson, to be honest.
Somebody in here said him Donaldson to damage.
Yeah,
Check
it's
to see,
confirmed.
is that true?
He left. Yeah, he left us with the damage today.
Actually, or no?
Legitimately, I'm dead serious. I'm not kidding. Yeah, no, that's up. What is that?
I like how I like how our fan base and the viewers have more info and intel than we do.
I posted on the when I went live on the New York Extreme Instagram live, and ML King went at the same time. I said that. That's why a lot of people know already.
Okay, so let me put your let's just rewind here. I am owner player coach Jackie Moon Harrison of the ML Extreme, and I am now down a number 1 front guy. Who am I going after? And
I already got him.
Who'd you get?
I can't say yet.
Dude, what do you mean? You didn't get him?
No, it's confirmed. I got him.
Okay, well then let's drop it, dude.
Wait, this is another guy?
Juicy.
This is another guy?
Licking them
Yeah,
lips.
I picked up somebody.
Who'd you pick up?
I might be getting somebody else. But
Okay, well
I can't. Oh, look, no, because
you owe us this because
you owe us.
There was one thing earlier
You've been yapping the whole time about like this hypothetical, like this thing about Bo spends money at like in St. Louis going to practice, wasting our like. Come on, drop it.
I didn't go to your stupid practice in St. Louis.
Juicy. Here it is, juicy. There's the juicy news. You got to drop it now.
Can I
do not know because
it's going to be out tomorrow.
Yeah, like what's going on?
No, nobody knows.
Well, it's confirmed. You just said it was confirmed. Now everybody's going to know. Let's hit it.
Spit it out.
Come on, spit it out.
All right, if you really want to know, dude. Okay, dude. I picked up Archie Montemore.
Oh my god. Juicy. That's not real. Oh man.
The only reason is because I have to make a phone call to somebody first, just to let them know, and then after that I can let the whole.
Oh, you mean you have to tell their coach that they're not playing with them anymore, or you need to call?
Just make the call live.
No, he's got to call his goons to let the guy's wife go. Wife and kid go. He's like, all right, man, you can let the kid, the wife and kid go.
When I do, I'll release. I'll let y'all know. You'll be the first ones to know. Okay.
Let's see. Maybe. Okay. Who's on? Is it like a profound, like a prolific player? Like, is it someone who's like, this is gonna be pretty big?
No, I mean, listen. He's a low key undercover player that you guys would be like, huh? You know what I mean? He's a mean, angry man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like him.
Okay. Does he play on another pro team currently? Play 20 questions.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he plays on another. Okay. Is it?
Okay. Listen, I promise you, I will tell you. I will tell you later.
Oh, angry. It's Jacob.
Who's angry?
No, Jacob.
Jacob Edwards?
Yeah.
Bro, why don't you go after him?
Dude, he's so good.
Listen, you guys got to get these guys back. They keep taking your players. You got to do something there. You got to stick up for yourself. You keep getting bullied like this.
Yeah. Was he on your team? Was he on NYX before? Are you picking up any of the other NYX guys?
So I picked up Josh Taylor, right?
Yep,
and I pretty much forced his hand because I called him every single day for like 3 weeks. And I was like, bro, you're coming. And then finally he got so sick and tired of me calling. He was like, if I just tell you yes, will you stop calling me? Yes. I'm like, okay, yes.
Okay.
So yeah. So he's a secret low key pickup.
Is it like Rob Velez or Derula or something?
Derula, he's playing center pro with P-Mob.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's see. Let's have everybody. Let's have everybody here guess who you think it is. We see Thomas Taylor in there. We see Dylan Boyum for sure.
LJ Parrish, a mean dude.
LJ Parrish has got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, but he's super nice.
Super nice guy, but he's staying at the shop. Nor will
Damian Ryan, Zupa. No, he's not. He's too nice.
Zupa's retired, right?
One of my trusty sources just dropped it, but I won't drop it for you.
Okay.
I'm a nice guy.
Thanks, dude. I know exactly who you're talking to, and that guy telling me sucks. I know exactly who you're talking to, dude. Freaking rat. He's always been a rat.
Dude, what's going on here? You guys have information and we're not sharing it on the show with everybody?
Juicy. Can you wait? Listen, listen. The world wants to know what Dynasty's gonna do. What the hell they care about me for? They want to know what Dynasty's gonna do, dude.
Well, now we're just gonna have to take. I'm gonna bring up PB leagues and see who plays on your team.
Don't you touch my players, Ryan.
And then I'm gonna.
Well, is it 2 teams then? Do you have to? Is it a pool for 2?
I guess I'm pulling from both of the teams. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know exactly how this works.
So is Thomas on your team or?
Thomas, so Taylor?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think he absorbed the NYX roster.
I didn't take the roster. No. Look, the only thing I absorbed was a name.
Okay.
So, and I think the Russians are coming after a lot of guys too.
Why? They only play 5 guys.
Well, they still need some guys. You know what I mean?
No,
I think at the end of the year it showed 2.
Yeah, what about Tim Stetzel? He's pretty good.
Yeah. I love Tim. Great paintball player. He's doing so good on X Factor. I would be a terrible friend to yank him from that program and be like, "Hey, Timmy, come this way."
Right.
Because bro, these are like my friends. Like at the end of the day, it's, you know what I mean. So it's like, I want to see what's best for them.
Well, then let's do this because let's instead of guess something that you're not going to tell us at all.
Ouch.
Yeah. Thanks for you're good for absolutely nothing. What
dude, I called you, dude.
Yeah, but you haven't given us you haven't given us anything except for
listen, you can drop listen, I won't even drop it. I'll wait till next week. You can drop it on show live, okay?
It's gonna get out.
It's gonna get out. Like Kyle already knows it. If Kyle has the information, it does not stay. His lips do not stay sealed.
On that one, because it's not really that. It's not really that serious. I did know about the skinny one a little bit ago.
Yeah, no.
I didn't want to ask because I'm sure you obviously knew too.
Listen, it's just a low key. He's the mean animal. Like Kyle knows exactly who it is, so he should know. Like he's just a mean, angry man, and it's perfect for what we need.
Mean angry. So you picked up Rich Telford to play. Yeah, Mikey Bruno. I think we're gonna take Billy Saransky to coach us. That was what we're gonna do.
Oh, you know who I would take if I were you guys?
Let's hear it.
Big John Iannucci.
Yeah. That's what we need.
Dude, he would fucking straighten you guys right out.
Yeah, Kyle Berry would be good for you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you go after Kyle Berry. You leave my friend.
He's good, huh? I'm gonna put his name on this list. So you want me to get Jerry Caro, Colonel Donaldson's off, Mr. Weaver, and KB. Okay.
No, leave Kyle alone, dude. He's literally like my little brother. Don't do that. Greenspan, don't touch Kyle.
Okay, in the chats really quickly, what do you think? Who do you think Dynasty is going to do now? Just full disclosure, we're in talks with having Junior step up from BFPgear.com to step up from the assistant coach role to the full-time coach to take Junior Brown. So he was assistant coach right now for us. He's been playing paintball for a long time. He's still hip and with it and in it.
What about Ali?
We talked about having Oliver come back out and coach. You know, it's just Oliver would be a great coach. It's just the game planning side of things and the stats side of things and the actual like focusing on the work part of things is a little bit tricky.
It's literally all coaching.
Yeah, but from an emotional standpoint,
yeah,
I want to have Oliver in the pits every single event.
I wish I could get the mean Ali back instead of the nice Ali.
Yeah,
the mean Ali. You know what I mean?
But our short list of coaches that we talked about, Junior's on the top of it, and hopefully he can. We're still discussing because we need he does.
Some of these Spider Fusion guys might be available.
Yeah, Harrison was saying, or Harrison Fry was saying that today. He's like, because anybody, what about these guys? But he still is in the game. He knows paintball. He's got the stats down. He's got the call ideas down. But the thing is, he also runs I think 2 paintball fields, 2 stores. He runs bfpgear.com. You guys saw the commercial earlier today, and he's running that mega giveaway.
You guys are all, I mean, it's an in-house thing. Why you wouldn't do that is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. And I mean, and he loves paintball, right? And that's like a big factor.
You need to get Pizon.
Pizon.
You're dominating out there.
Yeah. We just don't want to fly someone in from, France for practice. And then where's he going to stay? He's got to stay at my house. I always got to house these guys. You want to get a guy. You want to get a guy that you want to room with. Every time that you're talking about it, you're like, okay, is he good here? Is he good here? Do I want to room with this guy? And if the answer is like, I don't know, I don't think so.
Maybe this guy.
What?
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I don't know if like you'd keep me up like talking to me all night.
You know this thing?
You know? No, I don't know that guy. Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, listen, I'm telling you right now, this is how this is about to go. Heat's about to get pissed off. They're going to start spending money, right?
What have they been waiting for?
That's what I was thinking too.
And then once Heat starts spending that money, the middle tier teams are going to get screwed by that because they're going to start taking their best players, right? Which then it's just the bottom team players will get poached, and it's just going to be a trickle down effect. And it's the impact effect or the Heat effect, right? Like,
well, I mean, look, I see the Russians being gone. I think that one, if not two, of the Russians are going to leave Heat for one reason or another. And I don't know what's going to happen with the Pennsylvania crew, the Chad, the Sam, and the Ryan. You know, like you've got like this dichotomy on Heat of players who are all extremely talented but slightly mismanaged. And the alarming thing to me is they haven't made moves on big name players yet. And that's what's kind of strange.
Maybe they don't want the big name players.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they don't want the
still like is Sarge still on Safari or what's?
No, he back.
Yeah. Yeah, is he still on Safari?
No, but it's going to be the trick. Once Heat starts picking up bodies, then you're going to see players get shifted, and all of a sudden, it's all going to be a trickle down effect.
Yeah, guys are going to get cut. And here's the thing, and this is a really important factor for everybody who's watching out here. Thanks, Orlando. Rodney was on the list as well. But one of the things about that trickle down is like you see guys, and this is like very prominent right now in let's call it like in the NFL, like a guy who was not productive on one team can go to another team and have a breakout year. Happens all the time because it's the system that they're playing in. There's all sorts of factors that go into it, like the supporting cast. Like you could have a guy who's not a top tier player play on a team like Dynasty and become a top tier guy because he doesn't have to do so much. You know, like one of the things, and like here's a breakout story with Harrison Fry. Like he was the guy on Infamous, right? But he had to wheel and deal to make that team work. Like he was playing every single position. So when he came over to Dynasty, he was still kind of had that mentality. Like he was trying to do too much, you know? And so there's players that come out of these organizations that were like, didn't quite feel it was right, and then look at him now. Like he has an absolute breakout year. Yo, Caleb, if you're not happy, like hit us up, dog.
Who?
Caleb Abel's in here.
He's good. He's good, bro. That kid's really good. He's really good.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, ABJ is gonna be like you're gonna be fighting. You don't want to fight all those guys for playing time. You know, like Mikey, what up? You know what I mean?
Mikey who?
Urena, dog. Let's get Mikey back in the fold.
Bro, you know that was one of my guys. I would definitely go after him.
Dude, he's so good. Yeah.
Nasty.
I see you, Caleb. And so, you know, and like again, I think that the Russians are still, I know you're saying that they don't want a guy, but them having 5 bodies is not sustainable. And I know that they made a big offer to Keith.
They're the number one team in the league this year.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that it's sustainable.
Why?
Because I mean, we've joked about it before, but like one injury or one like little like hiccup here or there, and they clearly had a bad end of the season.
One event.
2 events, but yeah, I mean, I know that they tried to pick up Keith. They offered him a boatload of money.
Really? Was that actually true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That was
and then he went back to his guys and you know, and said, here's the offer, and they're like, we'll pay you more. They opened the books on this one.
Huh.
But hey, Keith, if you're watching this and you ain't happy over there on Damage, like hit us up.
Bro, you know, you guys gotta stop getting freaking cherry picked all the time, dude. You gotta do something. Put some guys in contracts. Like
contracts don't matter, right? We're gonna put the lawyer on a contract.
No, just freaking
dice us up.
Stab them. Just do something. You like threaten them, dude. At this point,
it's all good, dude. We actually it's flattering for us, but it's also really good for them. Like I love the fact that you can come on, and we talked about it today. Like, what if we grab like a guy that's a project player? Like, what if we get a guy who plays semi-pro and like try to work him into the system and build him up and this and that? You know,
I
like
thought you did that with Damien.
that worked twice. You know, that worked twice where they're still those guys are still on the team after you know almost a decade or more. But that's not a sustainable method, especially with a team like ours, because you build this guy up all the way. I mean, Mikey wins a handful of tournaments and then has one bad event and then Impacts poaches him, right? And
How many players are on Impact or on Dynasty? That were on Dynasty.
On Dynasty?
Urena.
All of them but JC, I think, at this point.
Laval never played for you guys.
Oh, no, Laval. You're right. JC
Yak Mac never played for you guys.
Yeah, he did. He played for the Dynasty Impact. He played for him and Joshua Met played on us on our X Ball roster way back in the day.
What in freaking 1700s? Okay, good.
I mean, sorry you were still in diapers. I can't help the fact that you can't keep up with me. And Brandon Cornell. So Brandon Cornell, we've tried to pick up Brandon Cornell. Yo, Brandon, hit us up if you're you know feeling
don't
like
want to get paid.
a little left off, if you don't want to get paid. That's the thing is we need either a very well off player who wants to just come and play because we have got a great culture. And,
you know who you should go after?
Please tell me. Let me write it down.
Bowen from Rebel.
Yeah, he's
Kyle
not
Bowen.
bad also. Kyle Bone, yeah.
He's really good, man. That guy is really good.
He needs full headgear though.
What do you mean? Where's the beanie?
Oh, does he?
You're not talking. It's not redheaded Bowen from the Bears. It's Kyle.
No.
Bowen.
I know who you're talking about. Yes, I know what you mean.
No, he's good, bro.
Avenir. Oh yeah. Yeah. Again, Dylan. The building up part. It's a possibility that we want to. Yeah, Bowen's a good dude. That we would build guys up, but it's Caleb Abel, chill.
What is Caleb saying?
Caleb, dude, you got to jump before we get one of your other guys. We got Weaver, Bowen, Caleb. I'm calling T4.
Yo, Tom Ford is my dog. That's why we're like, yo.
Yeah. Fedorov, like there's options.
I heard Federov was coming to you guys. Is any of that true?
I don't know if he wants to leave his San Juan Capistrano house with Sarge, but I don't know how that works exactly.
He lives there.
I think so. We don't know.
You wouldn't be able to tell if Ryan was lying. He's good at it on these player moves. I've asked him before, and then I'm like, all right.
Mark Meterman, yeah, he's good. And there's some teams that were like, oh, dude, we want to pick this guy up. Like it would kind of like hurt their team. We still we do have hearts, and we do take into consideration the effect that it would have on on the sport if we were to make a move on a player. So
what
be
about
sure
Tim Stetzel?
also on
Would you
what's
go
that?
after him? Would you go after Tim Stetzel?
I don't know. I don't know if he was on our list or not. I'd have to. I don't have the list. Yosh has the list. J-Rab would be a good move.
You have a pretty good memory though.
He's got an interesting last name. That's very easy to remember. Yeah. Yeah. Tommy Greenleaf to Dynasty, dude.
I like that move.
Yeah.
Peter said, "Leave him alone."
Leave little bro alone.
I know. That's my dog. Tell me
the move is we just need to get Al Martinez.
Obviously.
Yeah. We need to get him and Bo and Tom Four all on the team. Those are the three guys we need to pick up.
Yeah, true.
Then
just buy out
Rich. Matt Mahoney to Dynasty.
Yeah, I like that pickup.
That's a good one.
I like that pickup.
Dude, I saw him. You should have. So yeah. Again,
what do you think happens with the Ironman?
What do you mean? They're fine. They just picked up PK.
Yeah, that's all they've done.
Okay. Well, there's still there's feelers out. Guys, we're still early in on the season here. Okay.
I don't know, dude. I don't think we're still early in anymore. The way that the season has already been going.
Dude, someone on Dynasty is gonna get an offer in February. This has happened to us in the past.
Well, would be crazy.
I could see somebody going after Yarber.
I want to say we were at a clinic. Marcelo and I were at a clinic in Miami 2 or 3 years ago, and we were actively still trying to pick guys up because I think we had lost Dalton and we were talking to Mouse. We were talking to J-Rab. That's when they would try to do this this package deal between the two of them. And it was You know, guys like, because what happens is you got Heat with a war chest. You've got Impact solid, so they're out of the game. Okay. There are guys on Impact, which I believe might be like grabbable still on the bottom end of their side. I mean, I think that Tyler going quitting paintball, I think right now, maybe. Heard something like that. The kid,
Yeah, I
not
heard
Tyler.
that.
Yeah.
Tyler who?
Benito.
Anita.
Oh,
Then there's also what do we got?
what do you say? You going?
Hands off. I get a hands off messages.
From
I'm not going to tell you. Why do you think I'm going to tell you my secrets if you're not telling any of our secrets? You're crazy.
I give you all my secrets. What are you talking about?
No, you gave me none. You said I've got something that's confirmed. A secret of you changing your name from ML Kings to NYX is like, it's not juicy news. It's like kind of like, that's like what I write here next to the Tauntauns are going to play in the US. Like,
Are you kidding me? I'm back, dude.
you never, yeah, you're like herpes, bro.
I know.
Like
I am
you're
nervous.
just there and you're just kind of always there. You're always there.
I
Yeah,
just told
Perchek, if
Matt-
Perchek could fly, he'd be out there too. We talked about getting Perchek. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of opportunities. We also need to make some courtesy calls.
That's how it should be done.
Fireman got Garrett Baldwin back.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, that's confirmed.
Okay, Garrett Baldwin.
It's kind of like the
info.
old. It's kind of like they're trying to bring distortion back, almost / aftermath from that
Okay.
one. You know, when they got like that top 4.
Okay.
And Iron Man's gonna go after couple more guys. I'm hearing Frank Antamasso might be on their list.
Frank's good, dude, and I heard that he's got. I mean, he definitely has a chip on his shoulder. I can't believe that Tom cut him. When I heard that, I said, do not cut him.
Yeah,
he's good, man.
I don't
He just-
understand that one.
He just needs to,
Here's a hypothetical. So we got 2 teams that we don't know necessarily what bankroll they're working with. We got Russians and Heat.
Mm-hmm.
What if they just decide to throw some ridiculous amount at one of these? One of these 4 horsemen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you
And
this.
just start the snowball again.
Yeah. I mean,
let's
Mouse
ramp it up.
I'll tell you right
Let's
now,
ramp it up.
Mouse
You're
is
saying-
still on the table. Like he is a chess piece that is still on the table. And
Throw 200.
oh, dude, if he gets 200, I'm over this. That's too much. In a second, that jackass.
To my knowledge, Sarge has quite a bit.
Yeah. They got
Maybe a little low,
they got
higher
oil
than
money.
higher than
Oil money.
Impact.
Yeah, I don't know.
Russians?
Huh?
Oil. The oil bitch.
I think
Oprah, he's
Russians
Oprah.
do too.
Yeah, that guy owns a bank, I think. Like, I mean, look, there's just Russians Heat merger. Absolutely not. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I just cannot see that.
But then I could
they
see
hate each other.
if
Yeah.
Mouse got
Landman rich.
bought out somewhere else.
For sure.
Then
And
Bart's
like
then he's bringing Blake, and Blake and Marcelo are still part owners of Dynasty, and then Bart owns Dynasty then because he's got Blake and Marcelo.
dude, it's about time that Bart would like one of these guys just buy into us. Like we
Yeah,
just got
realistically, somebody walked up to you and said, "I want to buy Dynasty."
3.5.
That's a number.
Mhm.
Why that number?
Well, you talk about the brand has a large legacy attached to it. Our revenue multiply might be kind of like a little high on the tech Wall Street kind of things, but I believe that there's a lot of brand value, and with the right type of investment, you could take the brand and make a good product line and label out of it to.
I feel like you're the brand.
I'm surprised teams haven't gone after Mike Bianca.
Yeah.
Maybe they have.
You should get the code. Duh.
Yeah. I think
Whoa.
I believe that there was a point in time when he had said something along the lines of, "If Dynasty calls, you can't turn that down."
No, you can't. That's what I
Yeah.
think. You should
Yeah, that's a possibility.
make the call, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, maybe.
He's literally probably the best coach I've ever seen coach paintball.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Like hands down, the way he talks to players,
Yeah, my short interactions with him, very respectful, very, very smart, very analytical. I think, yeah, he's absolutely one of the top calls there. So, definitely on a list of lists for sure. And he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, I know the Hurricanes lost some players. Some of the guys are retiring, so I know they're going to be looking for players.
Yeah, they have tryouts coming out, don't they?
Do they? Oh, hey, we got tryouts. January 11th and 12th at Legacy Paintball.
It's okay, so January 11th and 12th at Legacy Paintball. So it's BYOP, or you gotta buy paint from you for $50 a case.
So
all proceeds go to not you guys.
Yeah, so it's $200 for a 2-day tryout, and the one thing.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again. $200 they got to pay you to try out?
Yes. Okay. Now, the thing is, people try to go like, oh, it's like a money scheme. It's not, because we picked up a kid named Nico Esposito last year, right? Ends up coming to the tryout, comes out of nowhere, plays awesome, makes the team, and now he's starting, right? Jackson Blue, same thing year before.
It does work. That does work, because you want to, again, have guys that's skin in the game. You want to make sure that so if like, so say I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm over it. Do I have to come try out? Do I have to pay you $200 and go out there and prove myself, or is it like kind of one of those Tom Cruise is gonna be in the movie, he doesn't actually have to audition for the movie?
Like you?
That's what I'm saying. Me.
Oh no, you are. You get the pass. I'm gonna give you the pass.
Okay. Yeah.
You get the pass.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to sell some feet pics to pay the bills.
We're good there, dude. You can just come on board.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, listen, before you retire, can we put a team together one time?
Yeah, if you play really, really, really good this year,
okay,
and the NXL has a all-star game, maybe we could be on the same team.
Dude, I'm trying to make a team Middle East for the NXL Europe, but you guys like,
you gotta pick a country. Like, you can't just Middle East. Like,
there's not enough Middle Eastern players, okay? And we're trying to beat Team USA.
Well, okay? Iran has a lot of players. One of them are constantly in here. There's a team from, I don't know how they get there exactly. It might be like some sanctioned situations, but Russia's able to travel. There are a handful of players and teams down from that region.
Sure, but there's just not enough. So let me just put it together. And then Marcelo's like, oh, your passport has to say that. Like, shut up. Shut up, Marcelo.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Hey, Caleb, I could pass.
Yes, actually, yes. So can I get a pass? Is that possible or no?
No, I don't know. That's not me. That's not on me. But
who does that?
Well, I don't run the Paintball Federation. I run the USA one, and it sounds like you're not making that team at this point, because you sound like a traitor.
Born in Pakistan.
Yeah, there you go. The Pakistani paintball team has a good ring to it. Team Pakistan.
This is the problem.
I mean, the way that it seems like you play and coach, it's just you anyway. Why don't you run out there and just why don't you grab a couple of the guys that make your $5 t-shirts, fly them up there, give them some paintball guns, and be like, shake the bushes around while I run through the middle and try to bunker guys. Like, yeah. It is, like, I feel like maybe you should just set that up.
I really, really hate you sometimes.
But yeah, so we've got a good list. Jerry Caro, Elliot Weaver, KB.
No, leave Kyle
Bowen,
alone. Leave Kyle alone.
Caleb. All right, Abel. We're gonna put him on that list. Okay, right here. Let's see. Who else needs some guys? Federov. Let's write his name down. Fetty. Once I get after I get through this,
message you. So
let's get Axel on the list as well. See follow up with all.
Oh, Meter, just throw him in there because he messaged you.
Oh, I already hit him up.
I'll see if Mark's cool with me coming to code.
Coach, Mark texted me already. He's watching. Maybe we pick up Mark too, because we need some more owners and coaches, and
there's a lot of team mergers.
Idiots for not taking Mark. Like, why don't you take Mark?
So hey, when I'm fill this brute notebook up with names, and I'm on page, the 26 pages here. So after I'm on page, 40, and I'm at line 520, I'll put your name down there. So if all these guys know,
come on, dude, that hurts.
If I cross out 519 names, I'm like, well, no one wants to play with Dynasty. Hussain is here.
Dude, that hurts, dude.
But hey, Harris, this is a fun chat. I know that a lot of you guys, we don't have names. Dynasty does not have a full plan in laid out yet. There has been nobody confirmed. We're in talks, or we've reached out to a couple of people, but I don't know if they've said yes or no. The coaching thing is still up in the air. I believe that Junior Brown is my. I've got he's the man, dude. I really believe in him. Trevor
Are you
Research
guys keeping
already
Steelos?
playing with Infamous. Huh?
Is Diesel keeping Steelos?
Mm-hmm.
You staying?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you might be able to get him for, I don't know, some pocket lint if he really wants to be there. That's, I guess, what your budget is. Pocket lint and like break off a piece of your hair because it looks like it you could literally snap it off.
I'm kidding you right now.
You got
toupee on.
He looks to get money.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying he doesn't pay guys.
Oh.
Yeah. So again, I'm gonna spin the wheel for you guys in the background. Also, I do want to remind everybody we do have the charity raffle up right now on the Dynasty site. I'm gonna put a link in here. All proceeds are going to charity, like all of them. I know someone hit me up and asked what charities we give to. We are gonna donate some to the Murph's Life Foundation to buy toys for kids in need down in South America. We also buy supermarket sweeps style. We buy toys here for the big brothers and big sisters of San Diego. And then the person who wins the prize is going to win this force right here. This is first place. This gun right here. This is my NECTR force. This is the first place prize. Okay, so we're going big.
Oh,
I'm not
about
this one. We have a ton of gifts, guys, out there. We're paying down to like 20th to 30th places. I got the NECTR Force. I've got this Dynasty Gold card set. I've got some HORMESIS bands. I've got Spicka Span Tiger Wear bands. This one that has the dual tigers somewhere.
We got those J-Rab.
We got the J-Rab bands. We've got JT products. We've got these custom cleats. We've got some, I mean, NYX stuff. We'll have to like add that in because I don't think someone will really be fulfilled if they got an NYX shirt, but we'll throw it in with like some other stuff. But we've got a Lang jersey. We've got a team signed World Cup Marcelo Margot jersey donated by Joey Ryan out there. Tiger Wear bands. I've got like a big box of stuff. Guys, we've got a ton of giveaways.
I have some jerseys too.
Yeah, we got
I just
Spicka
counted
jerseys.
a lot.
He's got a lot of jerseys. So please, again, tickets are $40. If you didn't get one on sale over the weekend, yeah, get one now. Get 10 of them. You've got a really good chance of winning something. If not an incredibly high-priced, excellent gift. And ideally, if we can make $5,000 for charity, I'll be stoked.
I'm gonna throw in one of NYX jersey from mine on there too. So
thank you, Harris. I'm gonna write that down. So that's get a Harris NYX jersey. Thank you so much for that. And it's again, not only is it the giving season, but it's our ability to be able to help people that are in need, not just players who who need a big payday, but literally there's kids and people that don't get toys, don't get to celebrate the holidays. And I think we kind of mentioned it earlier in the last episode is the holiday time can be an amazing time for a lot of people, and it can also be a very lonely time for a lot of people. And if we can help somebody put a smile on their face by getting them something as simple as a gift, that goes a long way with a lot of people. And it also shows that there's good people in the world, right? When someone who is in need, who feels like they're down and out, or maybe it's a parent that's working multiple jobs and they just can't quite help out, that's what we're here for. If you have the means and the ability to do that, I think it is our one of our obligations to try to help people when and where we can. So if you guys are just tuning in now, or you didn't see the beginning part of the segment with Aaron Murphy from Murph's Life Foundation, he's doing awesome work down there in South America. And it's, if we can help out, we're going to help out. So that's my 2 cents there. Big thanks again to Gen X Global, BFP Gear, NECTR, Pate Smith from Pate Smith Law. They help this everything go around. Yeah, Kyle, man, Robertson, if you need something, I mean, I'll send you some toys if you need, man. Like, again,
what's that for?
I don't know, or help me. So yeah, for real. We got these tiger wear bands. I'm gonna, and because here's the reason I'm also gonna spin the wheel off camera, because Chris Sawtell has gifted 40 Greenspan 40
in here
memberships. Oh, Mahoney's in here. Pick him up.
Yeah.
Mahoney, hit me up.
So it'll be at the combine.
Be at the combine. Let's go. Yeah. Also, Paintball Combine has tickets are on sale right now. That'll be in Houston, I believe. But I want to make sure that everybody who's been gifted a membership is on the wheel and has an opportunity to win. We spin the wheel every single show, and we give prizes out from our amazing sponsors. Again, you get free legal here if you have a claim question from Pate Smith Law. Gen X Global, we got Arfon doling out the pods and the pod caddies. Junior from BFP Gear. We got NYX in the house. They're back. They never left, actually. They were only gone for a brief moment. Have your boy Bo hit us up. Winning squad. Get us some of those Hilton honor points. And yo, Caleb, what's up?
Yo, Caleb going crazy. Somebody got to call Tom Ford and put Caleb in place, dude. I don't know what he's doing over there. I can't read the comments.
If you're a pro guy, don't comment in here. Otherwise, you might get picked up by Dynasty. And yeah, awesome. Guys, thank you all very much. Maybe next week, Harris will have the balls to tell us who he's going to pick it up.
Right.
We out. Yeah. Your phone silent. Shout out to Daily Smack. Yeah.
Dude, are we all fair?
Yeah, there's a chance that Mike's still hot.